Okay, welcome to the AP Style unit on abbreviations and addresses. So we're going to start off with abbreviations and acronyms, and that's anytime we're going to abbreviate something or use just the initials. And the style book will give you the rules and when to use that on first reference, when you need to spell things out, capitalization details built into that, and everything else. Some of the abbreviations are required via circumstance and others are acceptable in a context. But remember, as the AP Style book recommends and we've talked about, avoid kind of alphabet soup. So using them only when it's appropriate. For organizations, agencies, colleges, groups, you can look it up by the type or by the individual one. Abbreviate if appropriate, but without periods. So for on the quiz, for example, the things you're going to cover, try to look it up, and if it's in there, and if not, if you got a question, you can ask me about it. Months, we abbreviate those for certain months when the date is used alongside it, and it's listed there. So for instance, October is one, and you spell it out when you have it by itself or you use only a year. You can see the details there. They're also available in the PowerPoint. For states, this is a recent change. We used to use certain abbreviations in the text, and now we never abbreviate. And there's certain ones you never abbreviate even in a date line. So sometimes still in a date line, which is how at the beginning of a story sometimes you'll see date lines listed. We won't use them in class, but it's just something to note. And I don't think I ask about it on the quiz. Okay, addresses can get a little bit tricky. You want to always go to the address entry, but once you get the hang of it, you'll kind of get in a rhythm and understand how to use it. So we abbreviate state, avenue, and boulevard because they're the most common ones, only when they're used with a specific address. So on the quiz, for example, you're going to see me throw at you a bunch of different situations with the address, without the address. Be sure you're looking at the examples here and also listed in the book and starting to understand the different ways that you apply those, because just kind of rules you just apply. Always use numbers for the address number, so that's part of the numbers rule, but let's say it's under 10, you're still going to use that digit. If you're using an address, go ahead and look it up. If you're talking about the corner of the streets, use whatever the prevailing style is. For example, the block of State Street or the corner of State and Madison Streets. So that covers abbreviations and addresses.